So, welcome to all who is listening to this program. Today, we are doing the program for the third program for the World Education Broadcast, and we have a great speaker with us today. Moving on, if you have any queries, you can email me at russiansamarawickrama01@gmail.com, or you can email the organization at educator.the.world@gmail.com. Or even you can drop any questions in the comment section below, which will be open for all. Moving with on, uh, about a little bit about our program. The World Education Broadcast, or in short, the Web, is one of its kind program done by the World Educator YouTube channel for people around the globe. The main intention of the program is to raise awareness and give listeners the knowledge they need to know about today's worldly matters. This program, we hope, will be able to train young minds and fulfill them with the necessary measures and necessary solutions to face the problems in the society today. Moving on, it's time to welcome our guest for the day, Mr. Devansh Shah, a socio-political activist, a world record holder, and a degree holder in various fields. Talking in an elaborated manner about him, Devansh Shah is a socio-political activist with a degree in finance and international business and diploma in politics and leadership. He holds two world records on his name and the third on his family initiative, all for the social causes such as menstrual hygiene, debates, and environment. Distributed more than 1.85 lakhs free meals during the COVID-19 times, along with notebooks for students. He has worked with universities and governments on mental health and POSH implementations. He is a committed person to improving mental health within the borders of India. I hope he will give you all an interesting idea about the topic for the day, a very knowledgeful talk, which includes our topic for the day, which will be about mental health awareness. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rashen, for that kind introduction. Um, as you said, the topic for the day is mental health awareness, and mental health is something that I personally am very passionate about. Uh, Now, a very basic thing when we talk about mental health, is that it's not just the absence of a mental disorder or mental well-being that these terms are being thrown around a lot these days because of COVID. Uh, how do you want to do this, Rashin? Is it a monologue? Or are we going to be discussing? Like, how do you want to do this?
Sir, if you want, you can elaborate on your ideas. I have some questions ready so that we can do a discussion on the topic.
Okay, sure, that works. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to address the elephant in the room. That mental health is not something that is born just because of COVID. Now that people have started staying in their homes, they're starting to figure out and face their feelings, which is becoming an increasingly difficult issue for a lot of people. Now mental health has started gaining traction, but that's not the case. Mental health has existed for as long as mankind has. We've all had feelings and emotions within us, and well, it does take a doctor to figure out those feelings sometimes. Now, within mental health, also there are a lot of it's a very vast topic to say. If you want to cover mental health in men, that becomes an extremely different topic. Mental health amongst women, mental health in LGBTQ circles, it can be discriminated gender wise also, but at the same time I'd like to address the issue as a whole because I don't think we have the time to get into such details. Now I'd like to talk about my experience with mental health. India has been one of the most progressive nations when it comes to policies on mental health. It was in 2014, recently under the current government, that India got a new mental health policy. The one before that was from 1982, which was outdated. But now India has a much stronger policy in place. There is scope for improvement, but it's a great step forward from where we were. Now, Rashid, do you have a question for me? I could ramble on and on.
Yeah, sir. Samad,
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. One of the question that came up was that necessary facts are not reaching the rural areas of many of the countries. So people don't know what exactly this is. So what kind of solutions could a country on an overall basis give to this problem?
That's a very good question. See, I strongly believe that in order to bring about a change, or rather to make people aware about mental health, a change has to be brought about at institutional level. When I talk about institutions, I mean schools. When students are taught science, right, and you learn basic biology, at the same time, students need to be made aware of what mental health is, how their brain functions, what issues could arise from the same. Because if the issues that begin at a childhood, a lot of if we take up case studies about a lot of patients with anger issues, or say those who fall prey to alcoholism or get addicted to drugs, a large amount of these problems seem to stem from some issue that arose in their childhood, and there was a layer that kept on building and building. However, if we teach our students at school level, at an institutional level, within schools, within colleges, within universities, that this is what mental health is, you need to be aware. There is a safe space for you to approach your teachers, talk to them about it, and figure it out. It's very easy to bring about a drastic change, especially in rural areas as well, where you have basic schools, where you are taught basic science. There is a need that mental health should also be included within the same.
Yes, sir. I hope that the question was answered very well. So then the second question that came up was that there is no mental health policy and legislation in most of the countries that we see around the world.
Now, this is a question that deals with international diplomacy, which is also one of my subjects, which close to my heart. There is a United Nations. It's referred to as UNCRPD, United Nations Council for Rights of People with Disabilities. And unfortunately, mental health has also been qualified. Mental health problems have been qualified as rights of persons with disabilities. There has to be a stronger push from the United Nations as well as the international diaspora for people to actively participate in this, because one of the conditions for being a part of this council is that your nation needs to have a mental health policy in place, a mental health legislation in place. Not only a legislation, but based on that legislation, there should be proper implementation within the countries as well. A mere policy does not change anything. A policy is basically nothing but a framework for which the people have to function. Unless and unless there is good implementation of that policy, things are not going to change. So I strongly believe that proper ratification of the United Nations Council for Persons with Disabilities and increasing participation within the same would be a great way to start at least. Once they become a part of it, there can be proper discussions, because there are a number of nations who are a part of this council, but they still do not have representatives in discussion, which is as good as not being a part of it. Because even if you've signed it, if you don't send a representative to the same, it's not going to make a difference. So I believe that the international diaspora strongly needs to push for this and make sure that it's because it's a growing concern.
Yes, sir. Most of the time, the issues are with people not understanding the status of the mentally ill people and then cornering them from the society.
Yeah.
So most of the people do not do that, but there are some people who do that. To people who have ideas like that, what could you tell to them?
So a great platform for a lot of people who have ideas about this and want to present it would definitely be participating in various, for example, talks like these. Because when you talk about it, uh, is when you can come together and find issues about it. Am I? Is I? Huh. I'm sorry, I thought I was frozen for a moment there. So yeah, the youth needs to actively participate in this. There is no other way around it. Youth participation is the only way that this can be changed, because it's seen that a lot of the time, older generation is resistant to change. They are set in their ways. So it's better to start young. Like I said, when you start at a school level, at a college level, if you start talks happening at a school level, at district level, at state level, that's when you can make a change at a national or an international level. there's a very favorite quote of mine that is said by Chanakya, where he said that if you want to bring about change, you need to bring about change in a person, because it is from one person that you can change a family. It is from that family that you can change surrounding. It's from surrounding where you can change the society and nation at large. So this change has to be brought about by the youth by participating in various various talks. I myself am an avid pusher for mental health, and if any of the watchers of your video have any ideas that could contribute to a good mental health policy or an initiative, please do reach out to me. I'm always more than happy to give you a platform or to take such initiatives forward. I've worked with universities with regards to this problem. Very proud to say that my university is the only university in my country that has a mental health policy of its own. I was on the board of the committee that wrote the policy and implemented it. So yeah, if you have any ideas, please reach out to me.
Yes, sir. Because problem of youth came. Today's youth is somewhat addicted to the social medias and stuff. So when information sharing and things, there are also people who get suicidal ideas from such issues that happen on the internet. And to such things, what would you like to address?
See, first of all, it's a very delicate issue, and I'd like to clarify at this stage that A, I am not a licensed medical practitioner. So whatever I'm saying from my experiences and things that have worked for me. I am someone who will always push for you to gain to get access to licensed medical help. They are professionals; they'll be able to advise you better. But coming back from that, that was a disclaimer that I had to give. Coming back from that, a lot of the times uh, in today's day and age of social media, there is something, there's an information overload. There's a lot of things coming at you from all different directions, and you don't know what to respond to. A lot of the times, you feel somebody's life on social media is way better than yours. That generates some sort of negative feelings within you. But what you need to realize is that social media is a facade. What the person is on social media might not be the case in real life. Everyone is going through problems of their own. Everyone has issues of their own that they're battling. And trust me when I say this, no matter how alone you feel, you're never really alone. All it takes is the first step to reach out. And now I get it that a lot of places, therapy is something that is very expensive. It's not covered by medical insurers, and it's very expensive in general. But there are also state helplines, state suicide helplines or state mental health helplines that have come out in during these times. I request anyone who's going through a difficult time or has any negative thoughts of thoughts, please reach out to these helplines. Please reach out to a medical professional. And if you feel scared about it, reach out to a trusted friend or a family member. They'll be there for you. They'll hear you out, and trust me, sharing reduces like half the burden. So my message to the youth out there who might feel anyway, you're not alone. The people are always there around you. And if you don't feel like anybody else is responding, you are more than happy to reach out to me. I'll drop my email with Rashen. You can drop me an email. I'll respond to you.
Okay, sir. Coming back to a different topic on the perspective. So, would you like to explain what there are people out there who would like to talk about these problems and then build up awareness? So, sir, what would be some kind of platforms where they can target or where they can build up their skills and raise awareness?
Uh, for creating awareness, you don't need much. There are a lot of resources available online, especially through because social media is a boon and a bane. Um, on my Instagram profile as well, at the rate Devansh underscore Shah 10. I've created a highlight for mental health resources. If anybody has any issues, all of them are affordable and free resources that you can check out. Apart from that, your own social media. If you want to get into the field of practicing medical psychology, there are avenues for that. But if you're a student or an enthusiast like me, there are a lot of books available out there that you can read. One of my personal favorites as a self-help book is Games People Play by I think by Ernie. The book is really great. It teaches you all different aspects of relation. It helps you realize where the other person is coming from. It creates a very helpful scenario for you to work through your own problems. Apart from that, there are various youth forums available out there. I'm not sure about other nations, but in India as well, there's places like Chhatra Sansad and Youth Policy Action Group, Youth Conclave. These are platforms that are looking for young, talented people to come and join. I myself have a team of young students who's working with me on policy and other different matters. You want to work alongside with me? Please drop in an email.
Yes, sir. Thank you for such an interesting talk with you. So, on a final note, we would like to hear all your personal experiences in your field, different fields. So, as you're a very important person, having you here, we would like to uh, hear your experiences.
Uh, okay, that I am someone who has been involved. Um, I've not really been involved with politics for a very long time. That's a relatively new part of my life. But I've always been involved with the social aspect of it. I've always been a social activist or a social someone who has liked to work for people. I come from the city of Vadodara in Gujarat. It's a small city in Gujarat, and it's the Sari Nagari of India, or a city that is known for its good manners and good hospitality. So similarly, it just feels good to give back to society, because society has made me who I am today. It has given me a lot. It has given me wonderful friends. It has given me a wonderful family. It has given me a wonderful surrounding. Uh, it feels great to give back. I am currently engaged in COVID relief work. I am a frontline worker. I've been classified as a frontline worker. We currently deliver tiffins to any person who's quarantined. It's a free of cost service that we run, and it genuinely feels so nice. People have gotten back to us with such wonderful messages and blessings. Their blessings are what counts. We are also running free ambulance services for the people of this city. We have two ambulances, one for COVID, one for non-COVID. So it makes it easy for, there's no transmission. We make sure that they're sanitized every time, even the non-COVID one, so we can prevent transmission of the virus. Apart from that, we also run a proper war room. We plan to start it again if the third wave strikes. In the second wave, we ran a proper war room. We were coordinating with government authorities for allotments of beds, oxygen. People used to reach out to us through Twitter, through social media, through phone calls, and that's how we respond. Apart from that, I have two world records to my name, as Rashen rightly said in the beginning. The first world record is for organizing the world's largest MUN. Rashen, I see the UN logo on your screen. I guess you won as well.
Yes, sir. I'm also an interested MUN.
Yeah, I hold the world record for organizing the world's largest MUN in Mumbai. Um, and the second world record I have is for organizing the world's largest menstrual hygiene awareness campaign. Menstrual hygiene is a topic that still is a taboo in a lot of, in parts of the world as well as parts of my nation, and it needs to be addressed. Therefore, we educated young kids, from municipal colleges and municipal schools around Pune, and we organized that. And I've also worked with the local government in Pune towards implementing prevention of sexual harassment acts in workplaces. The act that was passed by the Honorable Government of India. So I have experiences in these fields, and it's truly been a pleasure and a growing experience for me working in all these fields. But I like to call myself a student. I am always learning, and I always hope to keep learning. So I think, yeah, that's about me.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your valuable ideas and valuable time with us. I hope as this was a dialogue, a Q&A session was there. So we have
Uh,
a small, yes, sir.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful being here. I'll drop in my details with you if anybody wants to get in touch with me. You know how. And yeah, that's about it.
Yes, sure. We have a token of appreciation for you for sharing your valuable ideas, valuable time with us. And yes, I would like to ask all to subscribe our channel so that you can keep updated about all our programs. And yes, everybody, thank you for listening. And this is the end of our program.